I'm a liberal, and I'm trying to make friends at a Trump rally to see if there's more common ground than I thought.
You think you could be friends with a liberal?
Possible. I try to be friendly to everybody.
Sure. I'm going to get a hug.
Sure.
Yeah.
Yes.
I'm Todd.
Can you tell me about your shirt?
We're non-binary.
I'm Terry.
Why did you dress up and this get up today?
To support.
Well, the mission there to make 100 friends. This, who you're seeing, is Samuel Donner. He's a TikToker with the political ideals that may be seen as different to those of your average Trump rally attendant, but he went there anyway. And he left with new friends, 100 of them, actually, and he's got some stories to tell. Joining us live is TikToker and podcaster with the tag at 100 New Friends, Samuel Donner. Good to see you, Samuel. Thanks so much for coming on here. Quite the story. It's fun to watch. It's fast-paced. What inspired you to do something like that?
Well, thank you so much for having me on. Well, it started with loneliness, really. Like, I think right now we're one of the most connected generations in history, and also one of the loneliest. And so initially when I went out to do this, it was like, we started the first episode at UCLA, and it was like, how can we connect these people that are lonely? And we were successful. We got like 100 new friends at UCLA. And then I was like, okay, what is a challenge beyond my usual group of people and my age group and maybe my belief system? And so I thought of the most hostile environment that I could think of as like a liberal from LA, and that was a Trump rally. And when I went, I was actually very surprised that it was not as hostile as I thought it would be.
So you went in there thinking this might be a hostile environment based on political viewpoints, and you came out with 100 friends, is that right?
Yeah, I mean, not quite 100. I tried. I definitely talked to over 100 people, but we ended up with around like 40. But the thing is, like, everyone I talked to, or almost everyone I talked to, was incredibly friendly. And I think it shows that we exist in these echo chambers on like liberal side and the conservative side. And when you break those echo chambers and actually just try to talk to someone across the aisle, you realize that there's a lot more common ground than you thought there would be. And I think that's what we really need right now, is we need more breaking of echo chambers. We just need to talk to each other a little bit more and try to find where we agree.
Were you a little nervous going into a Trump rally, asking these questions? Thousands of people there, clearly not liberal.
Yeah, I was so nervous. I was actually talking to my mom because I was going to Memphis. This is where the Trump rally was. And Memphis is one of the most dangerous places in the country right now. There's like a lot of gun violence over there. And also I feel like on the Republican side, you know, it's all about the Second Amendment. So I felt like, am I really going into territory where I could be safe? And all of my friends in LA were like, be careful, you're going into enemy territory. But when I was there, before I even went to the Trump rally, just talking to people in Memphis, there was a lot of like friendships across the aisle. There was a couple I talked to, or one was a Trump supporter and one was a Biden supporter. And when I went to the rally, everyone I talked to was incredibly friendly. One person, there was this guy, Buddy, that had this massive Trump van. I'm like, hey, can I have a tour of your van? It was actually like a bus, like outfitted with a bunch of like Trump pictures. And he's like, no, you don't need. I won't even like. You can have the full tour. Here are the keys to my bus. And so I had. He literally just gave me the keys to his home.
That's amazing. You still have his van, or you gave it back?
I gave it back. I gave it back. Hey, he needs it to tour across the country.
Really quickly, I wanted to close on this. Did you get invited to a Bible study when you were there?
Yes. So Holly, who is actually just was texting with yesterday, she invited me. I started talking to her about Trump and about the rally, and then the conversation turned to just like, how do you let people into your world, and how do you show friendship and community? And so she was like, hey, like, I'm actually doing a women's Bible study tomorrow. Do you want to come? And I was like, yeah, Holly, I want to come. And so I went to this women's Bible study the next day with my friend Malik, who was also with me. And again, like, such friendliness, such community. I think it goes to show what happens when you can inject a little positivity around yourself.
Finding common ground, especially this day and age, and just how divided the country is. Maybe you think it's that divided, and at some points it is. But there's still common ground, and your video helps to show the humanity that still exists out there. Samuel Donner from TikTok joining us live here with his video there that went viral.
Want to be friends, though?
Yeah, well, I thought we already were. You know. But yes, sir, we're definitely friends. Now, come back on the show anytime, Samuel. Good to see you. You take care.
Good to see you, too.
All right.
101 new friends now.
That's right. Yep, you got another one there. We're gonna get you to 100 soon enough. Samuel Donner joining us live. Sam, thank you very much. Yeah, it's so interesting to talk to someone that does something like that. I mean, what a challenge that's got to be in the first place to want to take on that mission.
Mm-hmm. Well, I mean, I guess you see a lot of Trump rallies. They look like big parties, big celebrations. So if you're watching it and you're saying, you know what, maybe I could find some people there who just want to have fun. They just want to talk to some people. And clearly, he was able to take us behind the scenes. The fact that someone welcomed him to a Bible study, you know, and was just very friendly. It shows you that your bias that you might have against people, what you have seen in mainstream media, might not be so accurate, believe it or not.
Right.
Hey guys, it's Rob Carson. September is historically the worst performing month for the stock market, so you better be ready for it. The Fed continues to aggressively raise rates, and JP Morgan is forecasting another mega rate hike September the 21st. Is that why Jamie Dimon said an economic hurricane is coming our way? Well, gold and silver have remained remarkably stable despite the Fed aggressively raising rates today. The Patriot Gold Group has a special incentive for Newsmax viewers. Huge! Now precious metals investors can enjoy the no fee for life gold and silver IRA on qualifying rollovers, or enjoy free discrete insured shipping on all direct gold and silver purchases. Here's the number: 800-356-4470. Call 800-356-4470 today.